Hello, it's Yasmin and welcome to day 5 of our sales loving. Oh my god, I can't believe we're on day 5. I hope you've been enjoying the sales loving videos. I hope you've been enjoying your daily love bombs, and also I hope you've been participating and taking advantage of the free coaching that that's on offer this week for you to help you, really iron out your own sales process and to get rid of all these little niggly things that are always going around in your head. Today, I want you to fall in love with the idea of making money, because it sounds a little bit counterintuitive because you think, yeah, when I'm in a business, I'm making money. But so many people deny that part of who they are because they think it's going to make them seem less spiritual, or it's going to make them feel shallow or consumerist, or all of those other things that just aren't true. The reality is that when you're in business, you're making money. You're also getting to make a difference. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. And to really embrace selling, which is the number one way that you bring money into your business, you have to fall in love with the idea of making money. But one of the biggest blocks that will stop you from falling in love with the idea of making money and, actually wholeheartedly saying to yourself, this is important to me, is actually being unwilling to have the money conversation with your prospective clients. And what I mean by that is when you're unwilling to call them out on certain things. So if you're a coach, for example, and somebody's saying, well, I really want this. I really want this change. I really want to transform my life. I really want a new career, or I really want a great relationship, or I really want to, improve my business, whatever it might be. And then they turn around and say, I can't afford it. And then it's up to us as the fearless coach, as the fearless service provider, to be able to say, but I thought this was important to you. It's not about being pushy, but it's actually about having an honest conversation with the person in front of you. There will be people that you'll meet and they'll say, yeah, sign me up. Where do I sign? How do I pay? And great, I love those people. But then there will always be those people who are also kind of just straddling, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? But if you're willing to have the money conversation, like I said, it's not about being pushy. It's not that you're forcing them into anything. What you are doing is you're encouraging them to make a decision. And a no decision is better than a no decision at all. So you want them to either say yes or no. But what you're doing is you're encouraging them to think about, if somebody says, I can't afford it, and say, well, where's this played out for you in your life before? Where will you be in 6 months' time if you are still the same right now and you haven't taken any action? If somebody says to you that, I need to talk about this with my partner, go, great. So what is it that you hope to, what kind of clarity do you hope to get from, talking to your partner? It's about actually willing to engage in the money conversation. And this can be a real powerful shift for your sales conversation, because you never ever want to leave a sales conversation on the topic of affordability. What I like to do is think about how can you leave the conversation on the topic of possibility, of what is possible for them. So it's not that the money becomes a block, but you have the conversation about the money and you say, I want to talk to my partner, for example, and you say, great. So what is it that you hope to get from that conversation? What happens if they say no? And so you're just getting them to think about it. And then you're saying, so let's go back and think about what it is, how this offer, how working with me will really help you. Now, for me, I'm always very conscious in saying, this isn't about working with me. This is about you making a decision about what's important for you. Sometimes people might just say, actually, I think I'm going to go and work with somebody else for whatever reason. And it's so important to not get attached to that person, because you don't want to be that Klingon going, no, come back to me, come back to me. You want to be the person that says, okay, so I appreciate that, I understand. If that feels right for you, then, please go ahead and do what feels right for you. I never ever want to be pushy. I never ever want to be one of those people who says, well, why are you going to them and not to me? You want to leave them with the feeling of having had a great connection with you. Because whilst they may not buy right now, they may come back to you in 6 months' time. They may come back to you in a couple of years' time. You just don't know. And this for me is really important. The sales conversation, the conversation is for you to connect. It's not for you to sell, it's for you to connect. And, you know, like I said at the very beginning, people don't buy when you're ready to sell. They're ready to buy when it feels right for them. So you've got to do everything that you can to really facilitate that decision-making process. But it's not about being attached to the outcome. So today's kind of suppose tip for your sales loving is make sure that you are, well, allow yourself to fall in love with the idea of making money, and don't be afraid to have the money conversation. Because when you have that money conversation and you empower that prospective client, and chances are they're going to work with you, and that's how money comes into your business. But you're doing this with integrity, you're doing this with the desire to serve. And all week we've been talking about how important it is to fall in love with your client, to fall in love with your offer, to fall in love with the value, to fall in love with the transformation that you're offering. Now, you know, when the rubber hits the road, this is when you really think about that sales conversation and you think, yes, I want them, you know, to really experience the beauty of what I've got, you know, and I know that you've got something amazing to offer. So it really is up to us to get really good at doing sales conversations so that people can see you and they can really benefit from your work. Now, this isn't the last that you've seen of me. I'll be popping in and sending you a little video just to wrap up our sales loving. But don't forget to come over to the Facebook group to get your daily sales love bomb. And of course, the free coaching is still going on as well. So my lovelies, talk to you soon.